Ooh, self-doubt. Does it stop you from putting your content out there? By the end of this video, you'll know how to kick these self-doubt fears to the curb so that you can take those next steps, get your content out to the world and make an impact. I've been on my own business building journey, so I completely understand the self-doubt struggles for sure. For great tips that have helped me to build my online business, make sure that you subscribe to my channel and hit the bell to be notified when I post a video each week. I've helped clients to grow their social media channels, podcasts and product launches to crazy numbers, and now it's your turn, so no more self-doubt. My website shows you some great content tips too, so be sure to check those out at goforitgirlentrepreneur.com. Now, many of us know that there's more to life than the 9-to-5 rat race, that we can build a business and make money doing something that we love. But guess what? Most people have the ideas, but they never act on them. Now, I would say that regret is more expensive than making ourselves feel uncomfortable for a short time. But because we like to stay in our safety bubble, we don't do what we know that we're called to do. 12 years ago, I felt exactly the same. I was tied to a job that I didn't want to do, but I was determined that I wasn't going to waste any more time because you can't make more time. I couldn't just quit the job, but I could sure as hell start something on the side, so I decided that I wanted to produce a local equestrian magazine. I wasn't techie in the slightest, I had no skills digitally, and I didn't even know where I was going to start, but I knew that I knew enough people in the industry to approach for content, and I knew some good companies that would be good advertising prospects. So this got me really fired up, and although I didn't know how I was going to do it, I knew that I was. So I set off on my journey, researching and asking advice wherever I could, and after 15 months of hard work, although it didn't make much money, I had achieved what I set out to do. I'd proved to myself that I could do whatever I wanted and whatever I set my mind to. Now, time was a factor for me and I still had that job, but I didn't feel confident enough to leave it and go all in, which I needed to do by ramping up the advert sales to make it viable for me to actually leave the other job. So I decided, as we all do, that the time wasn't right for me, but really I wasn't brave enough to go all in. I had total limiting beliefs, and that's the thing, no one's going to give you permission or a comfort blanket. Slowly but surely I took on other online projects and got more experience under my belt. I did client one-to-one work, and eventually I did manage to walk away from the ball and chain. But it doesn't matter at what level you're at, everyone has that resistance. When I decided enough was enough and to go all in, I was bursting with ideas of what I wanted to do. I was super excited about it all. And then I sat on those ideas without taking the action. I bought the domain names, I built the websites and produced content, but never took the steps to actually put myself out there. So why do we do that? It's because we feel silly. We think that people will think, who's she to be doing that? But now I know that those people who have such an opinion are those that won't do it themselves. And those of us that know who's pushed through these barriers, we know that we wouldn't leave negative comments because we've all felt that resistance and know that everyone's on their own journey. Just because we can't see that whole staircase, we feel uncomfortable to take the next steps. And when you feel like that, it's exactly the right time to take those steps that you know that you have to do to get you closer to where you want to be. We don't need to have the whole picture in mind, just take it step by step. And the trouble is, if we don't make ourselves uncomfortable, life goes on, we keep doing what we're doing in our bubble. But meanwhile, that niggling feeling's still there, and we get even more frustrated and mad at ourselves because we know that the fear of judgment and actually doing it and putting it out there is holding us back. I knew that if I didn't bite the bullet, I wouldn't feel my full potential and nobody else was going to do it for me. I kept thinking about my why and the people that I knew I could help, and then one day I thought, I'm not holding myself back anymore, I'm my own bloody roadblock. So 12 years on, does it go away? No, as they say, new level, new devil. But now I don't talk myself out of things as easily, and we learn to find it a little easier to push through. All of us have it in us to create the most amazing things and future for ourselves, and there are no limits. It has never been as easy to start an online business, and if you're thinking of getting started, I'll put a link below where you can grab the download to the steps that you need to take to get on your journey. So what have I learned along the way? Number one, I realised that the more I watched my peers, that they were just regular people with no special superpowers that had the same dreams that I had. They too had the same resistance, said the same things as I was thinking, but knew that they had to start somewhere. Everyone begins at that same place, thinking the same thoughts, but when I looked at what they'd achieved, I knew that the answer was to just get out there and bridge that gap that we know we need to do. There's no other option if you want to make an impact on people's lives. Number 2, getting my head around the fact that people are going to leave negative comments, which says more about them than you. These are people who don't have the confidence to do it themselves and deep down are just jealous that you're doing it. Action takers aren't interested in wasting time being negative and know exactly what it takes to put the stuff out there. If you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. But know that when you've made it, you'll get those haters because it's part and parcel. Who cares about judgmental nobodies? They'll never fulfill their own dreams. And when you get such comments, just leave a nice one back or ignore and move on. Number 3, every day I made it a non-negotiable to listen to something inspiring. I was determined to make it happen and get focused with positive thoughts into my head because I knew I could do it. So I bought an Audible subscription that's monthly, and I chose books that would help me to reframe my thoughts. Watch this video for my top 5 recommendations that have really helped me. Even if I was just nipping to the supermarket, and I still do it, I put those earbuds in and get those inspiring words and thoughts into my head. This way, everyday inspiration is front of mind, otherwise it's just so easy to trundle through the week without any inspired action. So listen, watch or read something that's inspiring to you every single day. Give me a yes below if you listen or read books regularly and which ones have helped you. Number 4, every day, I don't care what it is, just do something to push you nearer to what you want to achieve, even if it's only 10 minutes. Break down those big steps into actionable chunks and cross them off your list. Practice in front of the camera for your videos. No one's got to see those first reels. Start on that blog post. Write that script for your audio. Plan that freebie, whatever. But do something. And I promise, the more you do, the braver you'll get and everything will become easier. Number 5, I realised that, as the saying goes, everything you want is on the other side of fear. Everything we do builds on our previous actions from which we learn, and you can't beat experience. The only way you get good at anything is to be repeating it many, many times, whatever your profession is. But your fears will soon become second nature when you've repeated that thing that's holding you back, and don't wait for perfection, just get started. Everyone's crap at first, and as they say, don't compare your chapter 1 to somebody else's chapter 20. So you can make the decision today to show up like the person you know you need to be to achieve what you want to achieve and have that life that you want. Imagine yourself being 20 years older than you are now. What would you say to yourself if you haven't taken the action now that you know you need to do? You'll have regrets for sure. And remember, it'll never be $1 million idea if you don't take the $1 million action to back it up. It's your choice. So I hope this video has helped you to realise that you can do it, and now you know exactly how to get out of your own way and push that dream forward. What about ideas and the steps you can take to get yourself out there? I've written a comprehensive guide on ways to be visible and grow your audience. So you can download the free guide, the link's below in the description, and check out my video next on the books that have helped me to take inspired action. If you like this video, hit that like button and be sure to subscribe and share with your friends, and I'll see you in the next video.